Have you ever felt an inexplicable presence around you, a sense of guidance and protection that seems to come from a source beyond the physical world? This sensation, my dear friends, is what we call the ancestral presence. You see, many cultures around the globe believe in the concept of ancestral presence. It's the notion that our ancestors, our loved ones who have transitioned beyond this life, are still very much a part of our journey. They're not gone, they've simply moved to a different plane of existence. And from that realm, they continue to guide us, protect us, and shower us with their wisdom and love. Imagine a life where you're not alone, where you have an entire lineage of ancestors standing with you, guiding you through your trials and tribulations, celebrating your victories and providing comfort in moments of despair. This is the magic of ancestral presence. But how do we know they're with us? How do we feel their presence? How do they communicate with us from the other side? Now, this is where it gets interesting. Ancestors, you see, speak to us through signs and synchronicities. These are subtle, often overlooked, but incredibly powerful methods of communication from the spirit world. Think about those moments when you've seen a particular bird, heard a specific song, or stumbled upon a familiar object that reminded you of a departed loved one. Or those instances when you've experienced an uncanny coincidence that felt too perfect to be random. These are not mere coincidences, but signs and synchronicities from our ancestors, telling us they're here, they're watching over us, and they're guiding us. So, could it be that these feelings of presence and guidance are our ancestors reaching out to us? Could it be that they are reminding us that we are never alone and that we are part of a larger interconnected web of existence? Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the world of signs and synchronicities in the next scene. Now let's delve into the intriguing world of signs from our ancestors. Imagine you're walking down a familiar path and suddenly a white feather floats down in front of you. Seemingly out of nowhere, right? Well, some believe this might be a sign from an ancestor, a message of peace, or a token of their protection. Such instances, where everyday objects or occurrences seem to hold a deeper meaning, are believed by many to be signs from our ancestors. Take the story of Mary, a woman from a small town in Mississippi. Mary often noticed a cardinal perched outside her window, especially during challenging times in her life. She believed this to be a sign from her late grandmother, who had a deep affinity for these crimson birds. For Mary, the cardinal was a comforting reminder that her grandmother was watching over her, guiding her through the trials of life. Then there's the tale of James, a man from the bustling city of New York. He had a habit of finding pennies in the most unlikely places. James was convinced these were signs from his late father, who used to say, "A penny saved is a penny earned." Each found penny was a gentle nudge from his father, reminding him to be mindful of his finances. In Native American cultures, seeing an animal, be it a wolf, an eagle, or a butterfly, can often be interpreted as a sign from an ancestor. The specific animal seen is believed to carry a message, a lesson, or even a warning from the spiritual realm. But these signs aren't limited to physical objects or animals. They can also come in the form of dreams, songs, or even sudden thoughts. The key is to be open, aware, and receptive. These tales show us that signs from our ancestors can come in many forms, and it's up to us to recognize and interpret them. So next time you see a feather floating down or find a penny in an unexpected place, pause for a moment. It could be a sign from an ancestor, a subtle reminder that you're not alone in this journey of life. Beyond signs, there's another fascinating phenomenon that people often experience: synchronicities. Synchronicities are meaningful coincidences, events that seem unrelated, yet somehow echo each other in a way that strikes a profound chord within us. They differ from signs in that they're not a direct communication from our ancestors, but rather a complex tapestry of interconnected events that weave together to form a message, a guidance, or a nudge from the universe. Consider the story of Alice. Alice had always felt a deep connection to her grandmother, who was a passionate gardener. After she passed away, Alice, who lived in a bustling city, started seeing flowers everywhere, not just in parks or gardens, but in the most unexpected places. On a graffiti wall, a flower-shaped crack in the sidewalk, even on a billboard advertising a rock concert. They were not signs in the traditional sense, but a web of synchronicities, connecting her to her grandmother and her love for nature. Or take the tale of John, who lost his grandfather, a war veteran. John suddenly began encountering references to his grandfather's war, not just in books or documentaries, but in overheard conversations, random radio broadcasts, even in the lyrics of a song that played in a cafe. These weren't direct signs from his grandfather. Rather, they were synchronicities that reminded John of his grandfather's bravery, strength, and resilience. These stories are not isolated instances. Numerous individuals across the globe have experienced such synchronicities, which they believe are messages from their ancestors. These experiences, while unique to each individual, speak to a universal truth. Our ancestors, though physically absent, continue to guide us, speak to us, and connect with us in the most subtle and intricate ways. Synchronicities are like a cosmic dance, a mysterious interplay of events that, when pieced together, reveal a profound message. They remind us that we are not alone, that our ancestors are still with us, speaking to us through the language of the universe. As these stories show, synchronicities can provide powerful, affirming messages from our ancestors. Our ancestors aren't just present in extraordinary moments, they can show up in our daily practices too. It's in the quiet moments, in our regular routines, that we can often feel their gentle guidance and comforting presence the most. Many people incorporate ancestral veneration into their daily practices, creating a bridge between the physical and spiritual worlds. These practices can take on many forms, from quiet moments of reflection to more elaborate rituals, all with the shared aim of honoring and connecting with those who came before us. Prayer, for example, is a common practice. It's a time when we can open ourselves up to the wisdom of our ancestors, seeking their guidance in the challenges we face. Picture a woman, as the sun rises, whispering her hopes and fears into the dawn, feeling the reassuring presence of her ancestors standing with her. Meditation, too, can be a powerful tool for connecting with our ancestors. It's in the silence, when we quiet our minds and open our hearts, that we can truly listen. Imagine a man sitting alone in the quiet of his home, feeling the gentle touch of an ancestor's hand on his shoulder, guiding him towards peace and understanding. Maintaining an ancestral altar is another common practice. This can be a space dedicated to honoring our ancestors, with photographs, keepsakes, or even favorite foods of our loved ones. Imagine a family gathered around their altar, sharing stories and memories, feeling the laughter and love of their ancestors echoing around them. Each of these stories is a testament to the enduring connection we share with our ancestors. They remind us that our ancestors are not distant figures from the past, but integral parts of our everyday lives. They are with us in every breath, every step, every decision, offering their wisdom, their love, and their guidance. These practices show us that our connection with our ancestors can be a constant, comforting presence in our daily lives. They are always with us, helping us navigate the journey of life, reminding us that we are never alone. Today, we've explored the intriguing concept of ancestral presence, signs, synchronicities, and daily practices. We have delved into the belief that our ancestors are continuously guiding us from beyond, their wisdom and love reaching us even in our mundane everyday lives. We've discussed the signs from our ancestors, how they can be as conspicuous as a feather landing at your feet, or as subtle as a whisper in the wind. They can show up in dreams or manifest in the physical world, appearing in the form of animals, symbols, or even numbers. These signs are often personalized, tailored to our unique understanding, serving as gentle nudges from our ancestors guiding us on our life's journey. We've also examined the concept of synchronicities, those coincidences that are too meaningful to be mere chance. These are the moments when the universe seems to align perfectly, the moments that make us stop and say, wow, that's more than a coincidence. These synchronicities we've explored can be the handiwork of our ancestors, their way of showing us we're on the right track or steering us towards a better path. And then we've looked at how we can invite our ancestors into our daily practices. Whether it's through setting up an ancestral altar, meditating, or simply acknowledging their presence in quiet moments, these practices allow us to foster a deeper connection with our ancestral lineage. They help us tap into the wisdom and strength that's been passed down through generations, enriching our lives in ways we perhaps didn't even realize were possible. So remember, the belief in ancestral guidance is not just about honoring those who came before us. It's about recognizing the continuous flow of love and wisdom from our ancestors, and how they show up in our daily lives through signs and synchronicities. Remember, your ancestors are always with you, guiding and protecting you. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share.